Hello Capricorn, welcome to your May 2017 tarot reading. As usual, I'm JJ and happy to have you here. If you're new to my channel, welcome! It's a pleasure, you guys. So I know I'm late. Yes, I'm late, very late. I won't bore you with the reasons why. I'll come back with a personal update in a few days. But the important part is that I'm here now and I'm looking forward to giving you guys this reading. I had a very interesting trip, mind trip, while I was thinking of your sign and meditating on your cards. It was like nothing I've had before. So basically, I transported myself to a park, not on purpose, but I just wanted to see where my mind would take me, right? That's usually how I catch on to the energies. So I transported myself to a park so that I could feel myself walk upon the grass. I really wanted to connect with Mother Nature that way. I wanted to feel the grass through my toes and really get to the gooey mush of the soil beneath my feet. That was the purpose of my meditation, to really become one with nature and green and earth. It doesn't help that I'm an air sign. Basically, I'm usually up in the clouds that way in my mind. I have to often connect to my root chakra, to my base chakra, especially if I'm reading for earth signs. I have to adopt that mindset. So I took myself to this park and it was all fine and dandy. As opposed to seeing myself from a third perspective, from a third person's perspective, I felt as though I had really literally transported my body there. So I was seeing things from a first person's perspective, my own. It was dark, very dark, and there was a tree to the right of me. My vision was focused to the ground. But then I noticed in my peripheral vision that there is a man standing there. He's all clothed in black. I don't get to see his face very well, but his eyes are lit. Very, very lit. Very short hair as well. Barely even there. Perhaps it was shaved. Or almost shaven. But lit eyes. Looking at me in a non-threatening manner, but I'm not so sure I can trust this character. He's just standing there. And then he starts to circle me. For no apparent reason. He's just circling me. And I get the vague impression as well that there is a child standing to the left, away from me. I cannot see this child. I just sense the child being there. I don't know what relationship I have to this child. Again, I don't feel as though it's me. It's me, but it's not me. It's as though I've come into another person's body and I'm seeing what they're seeing and I'm sensing what they're sensing. It's all very odd to me. Very interesting, Capricorn. So I just wanted to share that because it's how I got to your reading. Will you be going on any adventures this May? Do any of you plan on going on any adventures, starting something new, perhaps starting a venture, if not going on an adventure? Your plans were disrupted earlier on, weren't they? What is all of this? What is all of this is what I want to know. Hesitation and blocks. More hesitation to move forward with certain arrangements, formalities. Anxiety, though, but to the point of this is debilitating anxiety. The moon in the reverse here. And I get a sense of procrastination with this Eight of Pentacles, just because it's paired up to this moon card here. Procrastination and delays. This may be imposed procrastination as a result of all the delays, where you get to a point where you're like, if I can't bring myself to do the hard work that I need, because nothing seems to be going as planned. This might be energy that we're leaving. And of course, energy is very fluid, right? But this could be energy that we're leaving behind from, well, hopefully in May. But it's different for everyone because energy is fluid, and depending on what you take with you from previous months, you'll be expected to work through this energy this month as well. But I see a more optimistic row here. This row is quite different from all these unexpected, well, can we really call them unexpected delays though, because of all the retrogrades that was happening? Nonetheless though, this row differs from all of these delays and interruptions in the flow of a plan that you had, a mission perhaps that you really wanted to take, which led to all of this anxiety because you really couldn't get down and dirty with the hard work, basically. You go from that to things picking up the pace, and quite nicely as well. With this Page of Pentacles and the Page of Wands. Oh. As well as resuming emotional strength with this King of Cups here. You're no longer debilitated by this moon in the reverse. Yep. Lovely. Cool, you guys. It's funny, because this Page of Pentacles keeps coming up in the context of study for me. Where it's like some of you might be going back to school to learn something, to learn a new skill, or have been transferred to a new department in your workplace that's asking you to learn new skills. So you get introduced to new platforms, or your company is going through a complete revamping of their system, and now you're being asked to learn the updated versions of those systems. And you treat it like a new adventure, basically. You come to realize perhaps that any disruptions in your plans or projects that were taking place before perhaps was as a result of all of these upgrades that, unbeknownst to you, your company was making at the time. It sure would have helped them to know of all the retrogrades, huh? Just saying. No, but you know what? I'm getting such a strange vibe here as well. We're not just talking about learning new things and adopting new approaches because some of you have to. We're talking about something else here. What is this, Capricorn? It's almost as though I'm unable to access a part of this reading here. Perhaps due to the fact, well, it's not a fact, okay, it's just my assessment of what might be going on. Perhaps because you don't want anyone to know what you have going on in your mind, do you? It's almost as though you're keeping something secret here. And you're very reluctant to publicize your intentions and your plans. You are working on the down low. It's almost scheming, actually. It's manipulative as well. But it's not getting to you or anything like that. So you are fine doing this. Are some of you sneaking off in the middle of the night to meet a partner, to discuss some sort of project? Or are you under this person's mercy? Is that why you sort of come into this month with this attitude? Because there's not much you do know about the situation. And that's made you feel rather uncomfortable because you don't really know what you're agreeing to, what you're signing. It's almost like there's a little bit of emotional blackmail going on here. But you are being asked to work nonetheless in silence. It's like you're being fed bits and pieces of information that you are expected to pair, to put together. Slowly, you're figuring things out bit by bit on your own. Because you're smart, you're catching on to this manipulation here, which is also adding to that factor of gaining ground again. So this anxiety, this debilitating anxiety that we were talking about before, as a result of delays and unknown factors, that you're putting two and two together, basically, kind of. You know what I mean? that you're starting to realize bit by bit perhaps what this person's intention is. And you are now being asked to make a decision. You're not being asked to make a decision. No, no, oh no, no. You're keeping this to yourself. That's what I mean by you're not willing to disclose any information because you might be bound by some sort of restriction here. And like, think along the lines of an NDA, like a non-disclosure agreement. Something that's classified, very confidential. If not confidential in the usual manner that we hear about, you know, like, and I'm not talking about CIA stuff here, but it's more like having to confide in another person, and this person needing to confide in you. However, because of this element of blackmail that I'm just catching on to here, if you keep your mouth shut, it's more because you don't want there to be, you don't want to suffer a backlash from going behind this person's back. So, interestingly enough, these agreements here might not be sealed in stone yet, because you've been delaying it. You've been delaying things. You've been delaying things, but you've been keeping it to yourself, and you've been coming up with excuses and reasons why you need to. You've been innovative, haven't you? Ooh, you're sly, Capricorn. But you're not even worried about it. That's the funny part. Wow. Wow. You think you're being played. You know, this person who's playing you thinks that they're playing you. And a part, you know, they might be, to some degree, successfully playing you. But they don't realize that you are playing them too. That's why you're very calm about it. It's one of those situations where the best thing you can do is just release your plan. It's almost like releasing bugs, right? Releasing bugs out there into the environment so that they can collect the information they need to collect. And here my mind is drifting all the way towards, like, I'm talking, like, really, my mind is drifting to, like, artificial intelligence and literally bugging a place. I have my reasons for thinking this way. That might just be coming into this reading. But the idea being that you may have a plan that you're putting in place here, that you're confident about, and you know that after you release that out into the world, all you'll have to do is sit back and wait for things to just unravel bit by bit. And that is the scheme that we're talking about here. And you might be onto something rather genius. You have your reasons for wanting to keep it very private, regardless of any verbal or non-verbal agreements that would keep you quiet. you are happy to be private about this. Because you may be onto something that can be the rest of your life history in the making. Your life in the making here. It's almost like you're waiting on a patent to go through. Patent, copyright. Something greatly innovative. So then why is it that I get this impression that you can't really fully be confident in the person that you're working with? There seems to be this trust issue there. It's kind of almost like trying to decide who gets the first author in a publication and who comes second. Or do you just settle on it being alphabetical, which seems to be the most diplomatic approach that you can take? This is such a strange reading, Capricorn. And I don't know why this is coming to me, but this is what's coming to me, and it's quite interesting. Oh, Capricorn. The card that confuses me the most is this Four of Cups. This being placed in a situation here where the ball is in your court and you are yet to make a move. You are yet to truly decide if you want to be in on everything, which, well, you kind of sort of want to, right? Because intuitively, you know that if things get rolled out in the way that you have been working towards, or the way that you want to work towards, then you know that big money can be waiting for you down the line. And this is not something that will happen in May. Sorry to disappoint you, folks. However, this is the kind of energy that takes a while to build up to get to a 10. And you may have already been doing the work for a very long time here, where you planted the seeds several months ago, if not close to a year ago. And yes, there were obstacles, all sorts of bumps along the way here that continued, all throughout the first part of 2016. So it's no surprise to see this Three of Pentacles reversed here. And to see you come in with this Eight of Swords that causes all sorts of problems for us to clearly be able to think. You can't see things with fresh eyes. However, with this Page of Pentacles, Page of Wands, and this Hanged Man here, you are being presented with an opportunity to see things for what they truly are, or to see this person for who they truly are. To determine what their intentions are. Can you trust this person? They may be business savvy. They sure are capable of keeping you on the edge. But if they're capable of emotional blackmail, then surely they're also capable of trying to take away what's truly yours. With this Four of Cups, you might not be so sure what you need to really do. You have your plan in effect. And if you don't have it now, you will. it's coming. And you will be sure to be extremely private about it. Otherwise, you can let me know what you think about this reading, because I don't know what else to say. Yeah, Capricorn. This is eye-opening. This is eye-opening. And also, I'll tell you what, confusing for me, because I have a lot of Capricorn in my chart. So much that I ought to listen to Capricorn readings if I go on other tarot readers' pages, right? But I rarely do, and I don't remind myself too often that I have so much Capricorn in my chart, enough to pay attention to my own readings. So now I'm just trying to look at this from my personal perspective, trying to relate to all of it. And I can, to a certain degree, psychologically speaking, understand what may be really going on here behind the scenes if I'm going to relate it to my own life. But I can't say that I'm being innovative or too silent about anything in particular. I don't have anything that's too eye-catching that I would feel the need to protect it. Or do I? That's the question. Capricorn is being scheming this month. Interesting. Okay, you guys, so you can let me know what you think of this reading if you like. I sincerely appreciate all the love and support that I've received from all of you. For those of you who've been with me from the very beginning, your continued presence keeps this channel alive. So thank you so much for your likes, your subscribes, your shares, your comments. It all means the world to me, even if I don't feel like I even say this enough, but that's how I feel. So thank you all Capricorns and cross watchers alike. I will talk to you very soon. Take care of yourselves.